all tier list and stuff. This time we're doing the transformations. I think it's just the Saiyan transformations. I've seen Masako X, Geekdom 101 at least do this Saiyan tier list. So it's a pretty good metric to go off of. There's obviously more transformations. There's some that they left out from the Universe 6 Saiyans, but you'll understand in a sec why I don't really give a fuck. So, yeah. Anyway, so we'll go over the rules this time. So I actually did a paint document. Looks like super ghetto and stuff, but here. This is what we're going to do for the criteria for this. So basically, one, how cool does the form look itself? You know, on the character, like how well was it done, or something like that, either in the manga or the anime. Two, how does it fit into the story? Is it relevant for the story at the time? Because you'll see at times there's these real big ass pulls of things that go on with some of these forms. That'll get to later. And that goes into point three, which is what does it do for the character? You know, is it a one-off kind of thing? Is it just kind of like a Deus Ex Machina, kind of just, hey, we need you to be more powerful, so here's a new fucking form? Stuff like that. And then, is it useful to have? Like, is it, from that point forward, when they have the transformation, are they utilizing it to a varying degree, or something like that? So basically, those are just like, what's going to go into my ranking and stuff. Because if you were to rank this based on just coolness factor, no, I don't need that, then these forms would be different, or the ranking would be different and everything, so on and so forth. So anyway, it's jostled around again. I love the randomized thing. I wish I knew how to do that. But anyway, let's do it. So the Ozaru form, it's the first transformation in all of Dragon Ball. It's just, I'm a giant monkey man, and I have no control over it. But if you're taking all versions of the form, besides I can see there's Golden Ozaru, which I'll get to later, later on. So Goku obviously doesn't have control over the Ozaru form, but all the other Saiyans have varying degrees of control over it. In the original manga run, going all the way through Z. So, like, obviously Vegeta, when the Goku-Vegeta fight is happening, he has control over it. And that's pretty much the standard, I think, with a lot of the Saiyans. So, that goes into play for it. It definitely has a use. And in terms of its usefulness, it was good in the beginning. So before Super Saiyan is unlocked, it's super useful. Like, the Saiyans use it all the time. If, like, they feel like they're not going to win, they'll just, like, pull out a fucking the thing that Bardock invents, and the thing with the I don't know if it's actually the technique he uses when he's manipulating his ki to make a flux wave generator. If that's the specific terminology of it. But anyway, so yeah, basically they just do that. And they're able to do it at will. So it does kind of make it so that, because it originally, in the original Dragon Ball, you can only utilize it once there was a full moon, and basically Roshi just blows the fucking moon up. So, yeah. It looks like, it's not the coolest looking thing, it's just a fucking giant monkey. So it has its, the design isn't that interesting. So I don't know. I feel like I'll put it right here for the beer tier right now, because I want to see where things go. It's pretty useful in the beginning, but then obviously there's no reason to have it later on. There's actually, I think in the fan manga for the multiverse manga, before the actual multiverse tournament came out in Dragon Ball Super, it like there's two Vegetas fighting, and one goes into the form and the other doesn't, because he can just turn Super Saiyan and just decks the shit out of the fucking ape. So, yeah, basically point proven. They kind of make it relevant again slightly in GT with the whole Golden Ozaru form, but we'll get to that later. But for right now, I just like it there. So now we have Super Saiyan Grade 3, I think. Because, because Super Vegeta's right there. This is just... This is just beefed up Trunks. He really can't do much, and like Goku explained, like this is only in the anime for a very short time. It's basically a single episode. Or actually, maybe it's 2 episodes, depending on how long the Trunks and Cell fight is. But it just goes... It just shows that, like, okay, you can power up more, but it just slows you down, is the basic concept of the form. You can increase your power and stuff. Which I'll get to Super Vegeta later on when I get to it. But yeah, it's very short-lived. There's not a whole lot of uses out of it. They actually bring it back in Super for a useful thing. Because... I'll say that Trunks has it. The design does. It looks like Broly's design, honestly, with Trunks on it, but it's just bulky muscle man, so it's just kind of meh. But Trunks actually uses it in a neat way. He's very limited at his capacity for how strong he could be. So it's kind of neat to watch how he still utilizes the form when he can't tap into like Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3 from the Super timeline. And same thing goes in the multiverse fan manga. He utilizes that form because he can't tap into the next evolution of Super Saiyan. So I give him props for using it. That's why I won't put in the D tier, but it's just kind of like the design is It's just really meh, but it has really little to no use in the actual canon. Okay, so... another point of criteria that I'm going to say on this too is how the character achieves the form and everything. Like, is it earned? Like, is it narratively satisfying for this person to get the form? And case in point, Ultimate Gohan is not one of those examples. So... Oh God, it's just wow. Ultimate Gohan, it's just Gohan with his Super Saiyan 2 hair, and that's about it. There's the design does nothing. It's basically just a haphazard like, oh, we need you to be super strong now, so the old man is gonna touch you in places, or the Supreme Kai, the Grand. Is it the Grand Supreme Kai? I think it's just... It might be, but either way, it really doesn't... It just doesn't do much. Like, I like Gohan... I want Gohan to be this is more of a personal thing where I want Gohan to be a character. Just the main character and everything, but yeah, the form is not warranted. It isn't that really interesting, so... Gohan uses it, though, a lot, so I'll put it in the C tier. But obviously he gets out of that form, and he has to go back to it. I'm actually excited for Superhero. Hopefully it doesn't get bad. Super Saiyan Blue is just... What they used to call it was Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. So it's just mixing the two together. The Super Saiyan God form with the Super Saiyan transformation. Honestly, the blue, the color blue is I like the type of it and stuff, but it's really just a reskinned Super Saiyan transformation. It's utilized a lot. Wow. I might put it right here for right now, but it's just... They use it a lot. I give them props for using this form a whole lot, but since Ultra Instinct is here now, yeah, no, it just it feels very undeserved because there's very little in the manga or the anime that goes in depth about how they perfect the key control needed to like be able to do that, to pull off that form. So I wish they touched on that more, and I wish they would have shown like the first time them like they still haven't done that. They haven't done it even on a flashback or anything of showing them like achieving the form. So I don't like that. Yeah, it's just it. I feel like it's just there to sell toys. But I'll leave it. Yeah, I'll put it down there for now. Kaioken. Okay, Kaioken is a technique and not a form. Let's get that out of the way. Whoever did this list, they're not. It's a technique. You can watch Team 4 Star's video on it. They made this discussion, but yeah, basically because it's not exclusive to a Saiyan. Goku just happens to be a very well-trained martial artist that he can sustain the form. That being said, it's in the A tier at least. It might be in the S tier later because I have a bias. I might have a bias towards this, but it is super fucking cool. When he pulls this out, it's super badass, and like it's utilized up until it they actually wrote it back into the story for it to be an interesting thing. And so I actually really like that. But anyway, it has the coolest concept to it where basically like, okay, the character who's utilizing this technique increases his strength tenfold or whatever multiplier you want it to be at the cost of the user's body not being able to sustain it for only like a short amount of or only being able to sustain it for a short amount of time. That is a damn good trade-off and stuff. That is, I remember I've talked to people and I've just asked them like as a general question, like if you could have like any of the physics from like an anime or like a TV show or anything like that where it's and you could apply them to real life, what would you do? And I think the two I get from people that have similar interests in terms of what animes we watch is the Kaioken technique or the 9 gates. Or not the 9 gates, the 8 gates from Naruto. It's a similar concept, but you need to be very seasoned of a fighter, of a warrior to even pull off the technique. And then even more so, if you want to go into deeper forms of it, then you need to even be more experienced at it. So I really like the trade-off of this and everything. I think the design looks cool with like the very darkish crimson red mixed with like a tint of purple. At least how they do it in the anime. But I've always liked it. It looks super fucking cool. It looks so goddamn cool. So, you know, honestly, I might just put it up here in S. I'm just going to put it up there in S. I don't think there's like really a bad thing I have to say about it because I just like it that much. I wish Goku used it more. There's actually, I'll say this. There's a fan manga where Goku becomes evil and then Vegeta has to fight him. And since Goku, it's at the end of Z. And so since Goku can use Super Saiyan 3 and Vegeta can't, what he does to close the gap in that fight is he goes and trains with King Kai to be able to learn the Kaioken technique, and then he closes the gap and becomes actually stronger than Goku in Super Saiyan 3 because he's stacking Super Saiyan with Kaioken. So I always thought that was really fucking cool. But yeah. Okay, so Super Saiyan Rose, it's just Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan, but since it's a Kai... God, this is so fucking weird how they explained it. So because not Goku, but Zamasu, who is in Goku's body, is a former Kai, therefore, when he taps into the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan transformation, his hair turns pink or rose, if you will, and that's the explanation for it. There's no other thing. It's that's just it. And that is such a lazy ass fucking way to just to like make a character stand out and stuff. So like, I'm putting it in D tier. It looks cool. That's it. I like the color and that's it. There's nothing. It's a one-off in the arc. It doesn't come back. If it was like its own form, I could maybe put it up here with blue, but it doesn't. It's just kind of a fucking one-off. So I can't get excited about it. Design is cool, and that's about it. Okay, Super Saiyan 4. Ooh, No, it's a good form. I'm trying to think. I think I'll put it in the A tier. I think it's just um I feel like there's not enough narrative weight in the story of GT to warrant this transformation, in my personal opinion. I think that's where it stays out of the S tier for me. However, the design is awesome. It's one of the best looking designs or whatever. Goku uses it like for the rest of GT when he unlocks it. Um, so points there in everything. So I really think the only thing that really makes it not the best thing for me is just the fact that like I feel like it's not as earned as it could have been, and you'll see my point later about that. Um, okay, so yeah, that's basically all I have to say. There's not too much else to go with it. It's people like it. It looks cool and stuff. I like it. I would just put it in the A tier. It's easy A. Okay, so the next one is Broly, but just Super Saiyan. But I think it's Super Broly because I don't see the movie Broly. Okay, that's totally fine. Um, yeah, I'll just put him. Wow. I just like the color. I like the design. Uh, I'll put him in C tier just because it's yeah. If I'm putting grade 3 Super Saiyan, then I gotta put this there. Um, no, it's just I think what they're doing is because this form here is because they explain it in the Super movie where basically Broly is able to harness the power of the Ozaru form without transforming into it. And my interpretation of that was that he also took that form and then he stacked it on top of Super Saiyan and stuff. It's not just a Super Saiyan form. And they actually might do this a little bit differently in the new superhero movie because he's in it. Um, so it's really just Super Saiyan mixed with the Ozaru form. And so um, it makes him slightly stronger, or not slightly, it makes him significantly stronger and stuff. Uh, because I don't think Broly had. Well, no, I don't know if they refer to him as the legendary Super Saiyan in the Broly in the Super movie. I don't or the Super Broly movie. I think he's got like way off the charts power levels as a baby, but they don't ever refer to him as like the legendary Super Saiyan. I don't believe. So I would yeah, kind of leave it at that. Yeah. Okay, so Super Saiyan God is actually at least a B tier form because okay, the concept is super cool. That um, basically you need like what 5 Saiyans that are alive to like share their powers together, so that they can give it to one person, and then it actually because it's God energy, it actually slims you down more, but then you're more powerful. So I thought that was kind of cool. Um, I think Vegeta looks a lot better in it than Goku does, honestly. Um, but I just, yeah, I wish they did something different with the hair or whatever. But I don't think it's enough to put it in the A tier. I think it's just I might change this obviously. Um, but yeah, no, I just that's all I can say about it. Goku doesn't use it too often. He uses it in the movie. He uses it in the universe survival arc. That's about it. Um, yeah, no. I don't know much more to say about it because, like, he doesn't really earn it as a form. So I think that's what bumps it low. Because like when I think about Kaioken and this is definitely earned. Like it's definitely earned through him being a fighter. This he fucked Chi Chi, got some children, and that way he was able to make more of a. So that's the only way he earned it, if you could justify it. And he made friends. But I don't think that's enough justification. So, yeah. Anyway, that's that. Ultra Instinct Omen is just unperfected Ultra Instinct, so it's like the defensive form of it, I guess. It's where he can dodge without thinking, I think is the way they put it. I don't like that it's just an aura with just gray eyes. I think it's just yeah. I'll put it there, but I'll put Ultra Instinct there because what I'm gonna say about this just goes into this. So basically, it's another one of those forms. I maybe I don't care too much for like how it looks. I wish they would have gotten. I remember Kaiser Neko, since he does a lot of editing from Team 4-Star, he was saying that they do a lot of After Effects with this form and everything, and it just makes like a lot of the aura and stuff like either stick out too much or whatever. But in terms and Ultra Instinct, I'm pretty sure is like the Kaioken. It's a technique. I can't remember where they put it because it's not exclusive to Saiyans or anything. Well, no, that could be its transformation. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But it's very much a hyped up thing that's been in place at the beginning of Super. So that's why I like that it feels earned. It feels like the one form that feels well earned in Dragon Ball. So I like that. And there's a lot of caveats to the form where it's really, really hard to sustain the form because it's immortal using God energy. Well, at least for Goku. Because, it takes all the way, I think, until the Granola arc where Goku can actually do this at will. And I think even then he can't do it for that long. It's such a weird thing. They're still kind of explaining it since it's the newest form, but the worst thing about it is the design. I just think it's gray Goku. Because obviously he looks the same with his muscles and everything. But yeah, no, I like how it's earned and everything. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Okay, Super Saiyan 3. I'll put it here because of the design. Super Saiyan 3 is kind of just introduced as a thing. There's not any sort of, and even with Gotenks too, it's not explained how they have to train for it or anything. When I explain Super Saiyan 2, I'll go into this a little bit more, but it's not really explained super well about how it's achieved. It's just kind of like, oh, I'm a little bit more powerful. I've mastered Super Saiyan 2, so therefore I can tap into Super Saiyan 3. I don't really like that lazy story writing. It's just popping out a new form for the sake of it. The eyebrows thing, man, that was kind of weird. But you gotta admit, I think that's why I view it on the same level as Super Saiyan God. It's just like it's interesting, it's neat to look at, but it doesn't have any satisfying narrative quality to it. Yeah, because at least Super Saiyan 4 makes a little bit more sense than 3. So, yeah. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Okay, this is... What the... Oh my god. What is this? It's, I know where it's from. It's from, it's Vegeta's unlocked, like... Oh, it's... Yeah, they call it Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. No, it's just Super Vegeta with fucking Super Saiyan Blue. It doesn't look interesting. He doesn't use it again. It's only a one-time thing, I'm pretty sure. And it feels like it just was a thing that was meant to be to raise the stakes slightly in the universe survival arc, so I can't respect it. He doesn't pull it out again because he gets a new form later on. So why? It's kind of like a why. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, Broly's form, actually. I'm actually going to put it here because it's cool. It's actually cool that he's able to take the, like, and it's actually nice that I'm putting it on the same level as Ozaru. It's actually really fucking cool. It's not super explained really well, but the concept itself is nice. That the Ozaru form, he can tap into it from his human body, or it's not his human body, his Saiyan body. But I like that there's a caveat to it that he can't control it when he accesses that power, because it multiplies his power. I don't know what the multiplier is for it, but that's what I like about it and stuff. It doesn't. There's not really much in the design wise. His hair gets a little bit more stiff, but this is before he turns Super Saiyan. So yeah, no, But the concept is super cool. I really like that. That's the way they went with Broly's character and stuff. So I'll give it that much. Yeah. Okay, Super Vegeta. Yeah. I liked Super Vegeta when it came out. I thought for the sheer concept alone, I think it goes up here because if I was going to group together like just the different grades of Super Saiyan, it's actually kind of neat because Vegeta learns that basically, he can increase his power a little bit more if he sacrifices speed, and that's what gives him the edge to basically defeat Semi-Perfect Cell in a fight. And I really like that. He doesn't use it that often. Well, actually, he only uses it the one time because he realizes it's a very inefficient form. I would group together Trunks using it, though, and everything. So there is actually... I feel like this could be, narratively, it could be useful again. It just depends. I just wish they did the right way to write it in. But they haven't done that. The only thing they've done close to that is Khalifa, when she's Super Saiyan, she beefs herself up, and then Goku just shit stomps on her. But again, that's from someone who just used it right then and there, versus someone who has experience with the form and then knows when the time and place is right to use it. I think that's the difference between that and that. But yeah, no, I remember when I watched this as a kid and I was like, oh my god, like because you're like thinking like, what is he doing when he shows up to like fight Cell? And yeah, I just remember that part and it was kind of cool. But yeah, that's about it. It doesn't go much higher for me than that. Okay, Super Saiyan Blue stacked with Kaioken. So I'll just group this as just Kaioken being stacked with something else. And I'll put it here. Just because, like, the ability to do that, and then for Goku to use it as much as he did, and the way they introduced it, I'm happy with it. The fact that Goku is masterful as a martial artist as he is, he's able to kind of pull that off, where he's basically able to do the Super Saiyan God form or Super Saiyan Blue form, and then stack a multiplier technique on top of it. But I feel like it's a weird, because actually they don't do this in the manga. They don't actually do that in the manga. But I remember when I saw this when it first came out in the Universe 6 tournament, I was like, it was one. I think it was like the first time since I've been an adult where it was, and I have heard people reference this too, where since the show came back on the air, there hasn't been like a really big Dragon Ball moment, and I feel like when he transforms into uses Kaioken this first time, that's the very first time in the Super manga where I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty badass. And so I'll give it there. It doesn't go any higher. It's just sheer cool factor and ease of use, or not ease of use, but amount of usage and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. Okay, Super Saiyan, that's S tier. Don't have to explain it, pretty much. It's just, it was going to be the final form that Toriyama was going to have. It's just a Saiyan gets pissed off and he's just mad, taps into his anger, unlocks a legendary form. They hype it up super fuck ton, like at least Vegeta does, and everything, and it's utilized to this day in all the way of Dragon Ball. That's about it. The design is cool because if you think about it, no one else had raised hair at that point. I like the color. It's super cool. It's just, yep, there's not much else you can say. Yeah. Okay, so Golden Ozaru. What the fuck is this, man? This doesn't actually make sense to me. I don't know if they gave an actual explanation to this, but it's just Super Saiyan mixed with the Ozaru form, and I don't understand it. So I'm just gonna put it down here because it's a one-off thing. I mean, obviously, like, 2 people get it, but it's just kind of like, what? I don't really care for it. Wow, yeah. Okay, Super Saiyan 2. Now, this is, I'm biased towards this, but I'm going to put it in the S tier. Because it's the first time in the show where they think the peak of their power is the Super Saiyan form. They don't think, because once you've hyped up a form to be his power, like, it's going to be like, oh, you didn't, like, this is the legendary form of Super Saiyans. It's just, like, you can't, like, I think at the time, if I just think about the mindset going through the Android arc, it's like, and what they actually said too in the show, it's like, how are you supposed to be stronger than a Super Saiyan? And like, they kept like thinking about it and stuff, and they like would train and stuff like that. And so the originally what Super Saiyan 2 was interpreted as was Super Vegeta, but that's just, they defined it as there's different grade levels to it, which is obviously 2 and 3, and then 4 is the mastered version of it. So the first form, Super Saiyan 1, would be like if Goku just got the form and he's able to just transform into it, and that's it. He hasn't mastered it or anything. He just is able to access it for the sheer like power multiplier. Then it's when they're able to kind of up their strength and everything, but then they realize, but this is at the cost of their own speed. And eventually Goku and Gohan realize that no, it's like, okay, we can tap into the form and master it and not have to transform out of it. And then Gohan is like the first one to basically then ascend to the next level of it, form of the transformation, and the design is cool for Gohan at least. There's sparks in there now. It is very narratively satisfying to see Gohan mix this and have him be the first one to get the form. That was just a very, probably one of the best, if not the best moments in Dragon Ball when he transforms into Super Saiyan 2, because it's just mwah, mwah, mwah. It's so good. It's so goddamn good. I was so ecstatic when I first saw that scene. I was like so giggly and stuff. Uh, just that because you didn't know it was coming, you didn't think it was possible and stuff. You just thought that mastered Super Saiyan was all you could do, and then Gohan just whips it out like that and completely shit stomps, just completely shit stomps on Cell. Um, yeah, but the only downside is that it just kind of gets curb stomped later on and stuff, and people don't really use it except for the Universe 6 Saiyans, only because that's where they're at in their level. So I personally just like it a lot, but yeah, um, I don't think I can say much more. But yep, that's about it. Um, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? I know what it is. It's Super Saiyan Rage, but like, what the, what the fucking fuck, man? This is. It was so weird. It comes out of nowhere. It doesn't make sense for the story. It's it's just the same level of bullshittery that Super Saiyan Rose is, and it's so undeserved. It was so unnecessary. They could have done something different. I wish they just gave Trunks like Super Saiyan 3 or something like that. It would have been at least made more sense. Because he can't even he doesn't even it doesn't even do anything. Like he's still weaker. So might as well just give him fucking Super Saiyan 3. It just did not make any fucking sense. But Jesus Christ, like it just pisses me off. It's just so and doesn't use it again. What the hell? What the hell? Okay, yeah, I think that's about it. Um I want to see if there's a hang on, I'll see if there's a community rank. Oh, it looks like there is. Okay, cool. We'll check it out. See how I compare and everything. So what I think is going to happen is they might lower this and might move Super Saiyan God up. I just don't think it's enough to be an A tier. It doesn't feel deserved enough because these are like the forms that like just there's not enough to deserve them, or the design is either lacking or something. That's where it kind of leaves me out. Yeah, and then this is just kind of boring stuff. Yeah, I think so. Okay, cool. We'll check it out. What? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, but why is Omen here and the mastered version is here? That doesn't make sense. If you're okay, okay, if it's from a design point of view, I could see why someone agrees, like thinks that. But okay, and Super Saiyan 4, that's fine. But okay, that yeah, that rubs me weird. Um, Gohan doesn't need to be that high. I'm surprised that Ozaru isn't higher. That's yeah, but this yeah, these are just kind of meh. Why? It's nothing. It has no value, and you can't put these on the same level. They're not equal to each other, so you can't put them on the same level. And Ultimate Gohan needs to go down a peg. God, that's fine. Oh my god, these people are just doing it for sheer coolness factor and stuff. The people that rank this, my god. Because why? It doesn't do anything differently. Ugh. It's just not. Seriously. Like, coolness factor, coolness factor, coolness factor, coolness factor, coolness factor. Yeah. This doesn't need to be here. This is just. It doesn't come back. The Super Saiyan Blue evolution doesn't come back. So why? God, whatever. Let me look at this again. Okay. No, I like that. Yeah, I like that list. Um, I might. Um, no, I was gonna put Super Trunks down the D tier, but no, I'm not because I think it does has its usefulness and everything circumstantially. Uh, or actually, hmm, I think yeah, let's put it down there because then that gives more emphasis to Super Vegeta because I just think of that as just Ascended Super Saiyan and not Super Saiyan 2 because I think those are two separate categories. So I'll leave it at that because, yeah, like I think just beefed up version of Super Saiyan is just going to be the same as. I know that there is a version like 2 and 3 are different, but for most people, they're just going to do that. And I feel like if anyone reuses that form, it's going to be more of Super Vegeta's version. And it's just going to be Super Saiyan but with muscles or whatever. So yeah, I'll put it back down there and stuff. I think that's my list though. So yeah, that was about it. Thanks for watching. I'll archive the video and stuff. I'll put it on my YouTube channel so you guys can check it out. But yeah, it was a pleasure as always. If I can think of something else, if you leave a suggestion or something for another Dragon Ball tier list at least, or anything else that I might be knowledgeable on, please feel free to let me know. But I will catch you guys later. Alrighty, bye bye.